All right, so you want to build a business, right? But not just A&I business. You're thinking bigger. You want something you could potentially sell down the line, am I right?
You're hitting the nail on the head there. It changes the whole game when you're playing the long game like that.
Exactly. It's like, what's that saying? Build with the end in mind.
That's what we're digging into today with, let me get the title right, 10 Proven Steps to Build a Profitable and Sellable Business. This is from those Zollant profit strategists, folks.
Solid source.
Now, I know this book's aimed at businesses already raking it in, talking million-dollar profits, and they throw around terms like EBITDA, like it's nothing.
Don't worry, we'll demystify EBITDA for you.
You will, promise. But here's the thing. Even if you're not at $1 million yet, the core idea is here. Pure gold.
Absolutely. It's like the fundamentals of building a strong foundation no matter what size house you're building.
Okay, so myth-busting time. Exit planning. It's not just for the big guys.
Nope, not at all. In fact, I'd argue it's even more important when you're starting out.
Really? Why is that? Well, think of it like this. When you plan for an exit, even way down the line, it forces you to make smarter decisions from the get-go. You're thinking about value, scalability, all those things that make a business attractive to a buyer, right?
Which ultimately makes your business stronger, period.
Exactly. Whether you sell or not, you've built something solid.
Makes sense. This actually reminds me of something from the book. They talked about this tech startup and how they timed their exit perfectly. Just rode the wave of a market trend and ended up selling for, get this, 40% more than if they'd done it a few months earlier.
Timing is everything sometimes. It's about recognizing those windows of opportunity when they present themselves.
40% more. Just from good timing. Makes you think, huh. But how do you actually gauge W when it's the right time, though? What are the signs?
Well, you got to have your finger on the pulse, both inside your business and out in the market. Internally, you're looking at your financials. Are they strong? Consistent growth. Externally, you're keeping an eye on industry trends, the competition, the overall economy is the wind in your sails.
Okay, so you're always kind of looking ahead, anticipating. Makes sense. Speaking of financials, the book dives deep into that EBITDA, cash flow, profit margins. Can we unpack those a bit? Some folks might not be fluent in finance speak.
Of course. Let's start with EBITDA. Sounds intimidating, but it's actually just a way to measure profitability without all the noise from things like taxes and interest rates.
So it's like getting a clearer picture of the actual earning power of the business itself.
Exactly. And buyers love it because it gives them a realistic sense of potential return on investment.
It's like if you're buying a used car, you want to know how well the engine runs, right? Not just how shiny the paint job is.
Exactly. But just like you wouldn't buy a car based on the engine alone, EBITDA is just one piece of the puzzle.
Right. You got to look under the hood, so to speak.
And that's where things like cash flow come in. It's not just about having money in the bank. It's about the timing of when money comes in and when you have to pay bills.
Makes sense. You could be swimming in cash on paper, but still be in trouble if you can't make payroll next week.
Exactly. And then you've got profit margin. That's all about how much profit you're actually making on each dollar of revenue.
Okay, so higher profit margin equals good, right?
Generally speaking, yes. It shows you're running a lean, efficient operation.
So we've got EBITDA giving us that baseline profitability, cash flow showing us the flow of money in and out, and profit margin telling us how efficient the business is at actually making money.
You got it. And together, those three metrics paint a pretty clear picture of the financial health of a business.
And you're saying that transparency is key for attracting buyers.
Absolutely. Remember that example from the book, the financial consulting firm that spent a whole year prepping their financials before even thinking about selling?
Yeah, what was up with that?
They wanted to make sure everything was squeaky clean, no surprises. It made the due diligence process a breeze and gave buyers confidence.
So it's like, would you buy a house without an inspection? Probably not, right? Same goes for buying a business.
Yeah, exactly. But having great financials is only part of the equation. You need something else to really stand out.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's the secret sauce?
It's called your unique value proposition, your UVP. It's what makes you different, what makes you special, what makes you stand out from the crowd.
So like your unfair advantage.
You could say that. It's the answer to the question, why should I choose you over everyone else?
Okay, and I'm sensing this is about more than just a catchy tagline or a fancy marketing campaign, right?
Right. It has to be genuine, woven into the fabric of your business.
So it's got to be real.
Exactly. And it's got to solve a problem for your customers better than anyone else can. The book had this great example as a consumer goods company that successfully expanded into European markets by really playing up their eco-friendly packaging.
Smart. Appealing to those eco-conscious consumers.
Exactly. And their sales jumped by 30% just from emphasizing what made them different.
30%. Okay, that's powerful stuff. So for anyone listening, take a moment to really think about this. What's your unique angle? What problem are you solving that no one else is? That's your UVP, and it's gold.
It's about building a business that can't be easily replicated. And another way to do that is through operational efficiency.
Efficiency. Music to my ears.
Yeah.
Streamlining processes, using tech to automate tasks, all that good stuff.
Exactly. And it's not just about making things run smoother, it's about boosting profitability.
Which is, of course, what every buyer wants to see.
They want a well-oiled machine, not something that's going to fall apart as soon as they take over.
It's like you wouldn't want to inherit a clunky old machine that breaks down every other week, right? You want something reliable, something you can count on.
Exactly. And for a buyer, that peace of mind is priceless. They're not just buying a business, they're buying into a system that works. And speaking of systems that work, the guide gave this really interesting example, this company that managed to increase their efficiency by a whopping 25% just by optimizing their order fulfillment process.
25%.
Yeah.
Just from fine-tuning one part of their operations. That's impressive.
Right. It just goes to show how much potential there is for improvement in those day-to-day processes, those little things that we often overlook.
It's like you get so caught up in the doing that you forget to step back and ask, is there a better way to do this?
Absolutely. And sometimes those small changes, those tweaks here and there can lead to massive improvements over time.
It's the whole compound effect thing, right? Small changes adding up over time.
Precisely. So where can you start? Well, take a step back and really analyze your current operations. Where are the bottlenecks? What are the pain points?
Identify those areas where things are getting stuck or slowing you down.
Exactly. And then ask yourself, can this be simplified? Can this be automated? Maybe it's investing in new software, or maybe it's just reorganizing your workflow.
It's about working smarter, not harder. And you know what else stood out to me in the guide? Their focus on building a strong management team.
Ah, yes. Your people.
Because we often think of the founder, the entrepreneur, as the driving force, right? But they were saying that a strong management team is crucial for building a sellable business.
Because it reduces risk for the buyer. Think about it. If the entire business hinges on one person, what happens if that person decides to walk away?
It's all riding on one person's shoulders. That's risky for a buyer.
Exactly. A strong management team signals stability. It shows that the business can continue to thrive even if the founder isn't there.
So you're building a business that's bigger than just one person. It's about building something sustainable, something built to last.
Precisely. And one of the things they talked about was implementing a succession plan, which I thought was really interesting.
A succession plan. Okay, break that down for me.
So a succession plan is basically a roadmap for leadership transitions. It outlines what happens if someone in a key leadership role leaves the company, whether it's planned or unexpected.
So it's like, if this happens, then this is what we do.
Right.
A contingency plan for leadership.
Exactly. It ensures continuity and prevents those chaotic what now moments when there's a sudden vacancy at the top. And buyers love that.
Because it shows that you've thought ahead. You're not just reacting to situations as they come up. You're proactive.
Exactly. It's about demonstrating that you've considered the long-term health of the business, which makes it that much more attractive to a potential buyer. And, even if you're not planning on selling anytime soon, having a succession plan just makes good business sense.
It's like having that peace of mind knowing that if something were to happen, the business is in good hands.
Exactly. It's about building something that's bigger than just you. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We talked about the importance of having an exit strategy, even if it's way down the line, and how that mindset can actually make you a better business owner today. We dug into the nitty-gritty of financials, EBITDA, cash flow, profit margins. We talked about the importance of having a unique value proposition, that special something that makes you stand out from the crowd. We explored the power of operational efficiency, finding those small changes that can lead to big results. And we emphasized the importance of building a strong management team and having a succession plan in place.
That's a lot to digest.
It's about building something that lasts, something with real staying power.
It's a legacy, not just a paycheck. I like that. And we've just scratched the surface here, folks. There's a whole lot more wisdom packed into 10 proven steps. Seriously, if you're digging this deep dive, go check out the full book. But here's a thought that's been bouncing around in my head. We're talking about building to sell, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what if, and this is kind of a curveball, what if Through this whole process, you realize you never want to sell.
Huh. Happens all the time. You pour your heart and soul into something, make it this amazing, well-oiled, profitable machine. Suddenly letting go doesn't seem so appealing anymore.
Exactly. It's like you've created something truly special.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Building with intention, with the end in mind. It doesn't trap you into selling. It empowers you. You've got options. Sell, merge, keep building your empire, pass it on. It's your
We're
call.
holding all the cards
Yeah.
because you built something great. So to wrap things up today, I think the big takeaway here is that building a sellable business isn't some restrictive playbook. It's about creating something extraordinary, something valuable. And that makes all the difference, whether you sell it or not.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
For everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep those entrepreneurial dreams alive, and remember, building a business is a journey. There are going to be ups and downs, twists and turns. But with the right mindset, the right strategies, and the willingness to keep learning and growing, you can achieve amazing things.
Until next time, keep building.